Alright guys, this is Conana here, and I'd like to give an overview of the round of 32 and the maps that will be played in the MSL before the games actually begin. The games will be beginning on May 1st, 2008, so I hope you guys are all ready for that. So let's take a first look at this first map here. This is Colosseum, desert tile set, 4-player map. Very interesting map. The natural is very safe to take. However, it's going to be a kind of a different map than what you usually would see. It's going to be hard for Terran to wall off just because the wall will be able to be attacked from high ground. As you can see, there's a ramp from the other high ground, so there's a lot of different ramps that high ground will be abused very much. And I think that the safe natural really is not going to be very handy for Zerg, because Zerg will have to defend their base with some other type of defense other than Sunkens. There is a little bit of a positional imbalance. If you look at 11 o'clock, no Sunkens can be made off the creep from that Sunken colony, but at the other positions, a few Sunkens can be made on the high ground. So there's a slight positional imbalance on this map, but this map is very interesting. For ZVP, it's going to kind of force the Zerg to make their third hatch inside their own base. If they take a risk and take their third base with their third hatchery in CVP, it's going to be very hard to defend. They're going to have to be defending 3 places at once. The route into their main, the route, and there's 2 routes onto that third base that they would take. So definitely a very interesting map, and I'm hoping to see some very good games on it. It's going to be a really nice map, in my opinion. So I think in late game it'll also be very nice. There's a lot of expansions, and there's a lot of maneuverability that you can have in the middle of the map, because it's generally quite open. So really good map, I think, and it's going to turn out some pretty good games. So I'm excited for this map. Next map we have here is Othello, and this is on a Twilight tile set, and this is a very nice map in my opinion. This is probably one of the best maps. As you can see, there's a little doodad. There's a cliff over the natural, and there's a doodad that allows you, if you kill it, that you can move to the doodad, or move to the cliff. Now, this map, it's really going to award aggressive players a lot more, because if you look at all the expansions, they are all very open, so they are very susceptible to attacks, which makes aggressive players much stronger on this map. A few things to note is it still lets you macro. It's not forcing you to play low economy or aggressive. You can still macro, just that if you're playing defensively, you'll be under pressure a lot, just because it's going to be hard to defend expansions. If you can see the cliffs in the middle of the map, those are going to be really useful. They can attack those middle expansions. If you can siege up some tanks there, get a couple of lurkers, you can attack those expansions, making them generally useless. Also, they're going to be very handy in TVT. There's a lot of high ground on this map that would be very nice to drop to. A little problem I can see is Mutila's Harass. As you can see, behind the natural, you can only make maybe 1 or 2 turrets. And you'd have to kill the doodad to make more. So just like on Blue Storm, Mutila's Harass is going to be very effective on this map, and I think we're going to see a lot of Mutila's Harass. This map looks very nice though, and it's really strategical. It's all about army positioning and flanking. Really nice map here, Othello. I think this is going to be probably one of the best map, probably the best map that'll get the most high quality games out. So let's take a look at the next map, Athena. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but very interesting map here as well. All these new maps are very cool, in my opinion. Lots of them are bringing new concepts and everything. For this map, it's a 3-player map, and if you look in the center, those 3 bases in the center are actually, they have ramps to them. So this is going to be a very nice map for Terran if they're able to hold those expansions. If they can hold those expansions, at least one of them, they'll definitely be able to control the map with tanks, and it'll be very easy for them to defend those expansions. It's going to be really nice because it's going to limit the maneuverability of the enemy if you're Terran. So those are really key expansions for Terran to take early game. Zerg and Protoss also have some things that they can use to their advantage as well. If you look at, let's see, 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 o'clock, those expansions are right next to each other. So if you take the expansion that's below the ramp, if you secure that expansion, you generally can get the expansion on the cliff or the high ground with relative ease, and pretty much you don't have to make any defense there. So that's going to be a little bit of advantageous for Protoss and Zerg if they are going to take those expansions. For ZVP, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. There's no easy third for the Protoss or the Zerg, so I'm not sure what they're going to try and do. I don't know if the Zerg will try and expand in the middle, or if he's going to try and take another expansion somewhere else. So can't wait to see what the ZVP is like, and also how the Terrans are going to try and use their try and use the map to their advantage. I want to see how they're going to try that. So can't wait for this map to be played. Looks like it'll be a fun map. Next map, Tiamat. Space map, 2-player map, and what's very interesting about this map is there's 4 gases that are hidden behind doodads. If you look on both sides, there's one gas that only has 2 minerals next to it, but I think in general those expansions will be very easy to defend. Sorry, the phone's going off, but so this is going to be leading to some very interesting things. I think Terran will be able to turtle kind of behind those doodads, which could be kind of advantageous to them. But I think the main thing for them is if you've been watching pro gaming recently, you can see that Kespo really favors these maps that have multiple flanking routes and everything. So Terran should be okay on this map. I think the most interesting thing will be Zerg versus Protoss. Protoss will be able to get 4 gases very easily, and they'll be able to secure them very quickly, and that's going to be really nice. They're going to be able to get lots of those high gas tech units, Templar, Archons, Reavers. They're going to get a lot of those, and that's really strong against Zerg. However, Zerg will also be able to get 4 gases very early, and what this does is we're going to see probably a lot of high-tech units from Zerg, fairly fast ultraling. I think this may be a very bad map, CVT, just because Zerg will be able to secure gases so easily that they're going to get hive tech so quickly that Terrans can't even deal with it. And that's basically what I think about this map. I think it's still going to get some really good games. So overall, for the MSL, I think there's some very exciting maps now. So now let's take a look at the MSL